All right, so for my presentation today, I'll begin by talking for about 5 minutes or so on giving the thesis statement for my presentation, what I think, or how I think the Abrazare fits together under Fiore, and then I will proceed through the manuscript in roughly the order that is presented in the Getty. While I'm presenting the plays, I will use mnemonic devices, short ones, just to jog my memory, so please bear with me with that. And then we'll open that up, that's how it will be. So, Abrazare. So the most important page in the Getty and in Abrazare is the segment page. Because not only does it tell us what the essential qualities of a fighter ought to be, but it also demonstrates the science of Fiore's art. So, at face value, it has the 4 attributes. We have prudentia, audacia, celeritas, and fortitude, which is also our school model. These are knowledge, courage, strength, fortitude, and quickness or speed. So these are all important. Fiore says they're important to have in balance, though of all of the attributes, audacity is the most important. Because if it is the case that you're going to fight, this is the one thing that if you do not have, none of the other attributes will have. The science, though, is hidden in the, or it's plain to see in the attributes. Fiore's manuscript revolves mostly around responses to stimuli, things that someone's doing to try and kill me, and my response is to avoid not dying. Okay. The first thing we need before we can try and not die is information. This means that Fiore's art is a sensitive art. It is an art that requires information so we can access the proper responses and put it out in the proper time. Okay? This means that prudentia and fortitudo are our operative attributes, our foundational attributes, and audacity and celeritas are our operative attributes, those that we have while we're doing the things. Okay? First, we need fortitudo. Okay? Fortitudo is the foundation of the art, it's aptly named, because a calm and solid structure is the first step to receiving information. My calm and solid structure, while I'm fighting, and I fight to maintain my calm and solid structure, allows me to receive information into a calm lake or a calm pond. If I'm always altering my structure, and if it's all over the place, if I'm bending or if I'm moving while I'm fighting, then I'm always receiving information into a different context. And it's very difficult to determine what that information is, because that's what I need. I have to determine what the information is. So first we have a solid structure, unmoving. I never put my balance over, and I always fight to be here, tall and strong, and proud. Once we have a solid structure, we need to be calm and be sensitive. So we use strength against force, strength against weakness, and weakness against strength. And through sensitivity to our environment, and through direct contact with my weapon or with my arm, put your arm out, whatever she does with her arm, if I'm in contact, I know exactly where it is with respect to me, and then I know exactly in my mind what I have to do. So from fortitudo, we have prudentia, which is our knowledge of the art, our knowledge of the plays. All of the different things that Fiore's seen over his lifetime, all the different things that we've seen, not only with respect to Fiore's system, but also the knowledge of all plays, all things that can be done. Because it's not, fighting doesn't just happen in the manuscript, but all fighting can happen, or when we are fighting, people can do anything they want. They can always do anything they want, and it's up to us to not die. So we have our system, we have our art, we access the information from outside with our fortitudo, our calm structure, we access the plays with our prudentia, and then we do the plays. When we do the plays, we have to do them with quickness and with bravery, and with audacity. We have to, our audacity is key, we have to believe the plays will work, we have to want to live, and we have to fight until we're either dead or we're alive. Right? There's no half measures. We also have to be brave to do things in the proper measure. Oftentimes fear and hesitation will have us lag in our measure, lag in our time. We'll do things late, or we'll second guess ourselves, our natural reaction. And instead of doing things in the proper time, we'll do things late, and that can lead to death. So audacity is key. And quickness and grace is another way to put it, is also key, because when we act, we must act graceful and therefore in a quick and timely way. That is the science of Fiore. We're going to see that all throughout the presentation. Okay, and hopefully you in the fighting. We'll begin with Abrazare, wrestling. Okay? Fiore's wrestling, he says, it's wrestling to the death, wrestling to the defense of his life. So, and in fact, his manuscript is about wrestling, or it's about fighting for his life. So we're going to see violence here, and maiming and death. That's my goal. I will attempt to complete the plays to the maiming or the severe detriment of my companion. So the finishes will be common, but the plays will be from the manuscript. And if at any time the finishing gets laborious, say stop, and I won't finish. I'll just do the plays as we see. All right. So Abrazare, we start with a collar grab.
You wish you could extend the...
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. All right, so the Abrazare starts with the collar grab. We see this in the Fifth Master of Dagger as well. We also see it in the dagger against the sword and in other plays in the manuscript. Collar grab is a very common position. If she wants to kill me, she knows where I am, and now she can begin. My first play of Abrazare is to get the elbow pointing up to get an arm bar. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through her shoulder and get the arm pointing up. The second play is to bring the elbow down and to bar her out. Finish. Okay. The third play can happen either because she refuses the bar or from a general wrestling. Let's just say she refuses the bar, I go to get the bar. If she refuses it, then I do the third play. The fourth and fifth plays are the two shears. Shears feet matched, shears feet mirror. What this means to me is that you can do a shear regardless of how the wrestling goes. Wrestling is a very fast and dangerous art. Keeping track of the feet is important, but at the best of times difficult. So with the feet matched, which is the fourth play, here we are. I have one hand on the hip, one hand on the face. With the feet mirrored, we see a mirror of the third play. In the manuscript, Fiore does both these plays with the right foot, right hand forward. Fifth play, I achieve this position. I have a hand here. There we go. Now's a good time, I think.
There we go.
All right. So here we are. Maybe let's turn around. So here we are. Like a finisher as a quarter. Kick to the head, step on her face, whatever. The next we have the elbow push. The elbow push is a universal counter in Fiore. We see it everywhere in every section, almost every section. Whenever we have a single arm or a double arm up, we can push that. So from here, let's just say we're in one of the fourth and fifth plays, right? We have an elbow up. I can push the elbow and keep on. Down, push it. The next play in the manuscript is fireman's carry, or a duck. Now, with the fireman's carry, you would do this to someone who's smaller than you, not someone who's of the same size or bigger unless you're strong. This is because it involves a lift and it will have some manner of strength. If we're of similar size as Ariella and I am, you would not pick her up, you would instead dump her immediately off your balance as soon as you can. Okay? So, a common way to get into this position is from the head and arm, although you can get into it from anywhere. Here we go. I'm going to get her leaning on this side, leaning down here. You get under her. Dump it. And then follow on. Slip it. So, see you again?
Okay.
Wait, this will be. Okay. And next we have the a thumb in the mouth. So this next play is a pain compliance play. It doesn't disable her balance per se in and of itself. And again, I would do this against somebody who I believe would comply to pain. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Let's just say Ariella can comply to pain. I'm going to put my thumb underneath her jaw, right at the nexus of her ear and her jaw. I'm going to form my fist like this. I'm going to push directly to the ground. And keep moving.
Oh, there she is. Now I have my blade.
Or leave. I'm staying in just to show that I can. I can always leave when the throw's done. Next, we have a reverse force tooth position. So she has me, Fiore shows two plays in Abrazare, where he has the person from behind. Here she has him from behind low, not in the full Nelson, but low. Although we can do this in the full Nelson as well, as I'll show. Here, what Fiore wants is he wants you to make a reverse force tooth and step behind the player, and sink, and turn, and on the ground. Okay? The more explosively I do that, the more explosively she'll go. Next we have a Gamberola situation. Gamberola is very common in wrestling because it's equal positions and times. Wrestlers would tend to seek Gamberola because it's even. So nothing surprising can happen, but nothing great can happen. So it's safe, but at the same time it's very risky, especially if we do the play of the Gamberola, which is this trick. Yeah. So here with Gamberola with cross body, but in the picture, I'm hip on her head. I've also, when I do this, I'm going to displace her head. So I have balance and not her, and I'm going to throw it. And finish. So next we have the full Nelson, as we almost saw. So here, Fiore is uncharacteristically not helpful. He says if you have a 300 full Nelson, and you should find a hard object and bash her against it. So that's something, right? This isn't shown, but there are other ways that I can get out of the full Nelson. If she has a weak grip, or if she's a weak individual, I can simply sink down and break her with my arms. Okay? If she's a strong individual, or if I'm not sure that I'll get instant success from that, I can reach behind, find her fingers, take them off. Reverse force tooth. So both of which are far superior escapes to the full Nelson than I think Fiore shows. Maybe that was a secret that he only taught to Fiore or something like that. Didn't even want to write. And lastly, we have a knee in the balls. So this sucks. You tend to do it against if you're fighting a male, not a female. But it's pretty clear. When you're in a close grapple position, your knee is right there, right? This is one of the things that makes close grappling very risky when you're striking, right? When you're fighting for your life, of course, you're striking, right? So here we are. Right? My knee's right there. I put my knee back, right? We might say, those of us who have been hit there with swords or kicks, or although you tend to bend over. So here I go. I cause her to bend over. Throw her down and finish. If I get a break of her balance, that's all I need. Okay? As long as I follow with audacity in the time. Next we have a series of face pushes. Face pushing, it's again, like the thumb of the temple, doesn't necessarily achieve immediate disablement, but with audacity can lead to advantages. So the first face push we have is when I'm above. So I'm above, we're in close grapple, I go to the face. Right? And push. This is gonna, at best, this is gonna achieve her bending over her, or stretching of her position if he doesn't let go. And at worst, he's gonna let go and stay on. I can finish it. Or she'll wipe my hands and walk away. If she face pushes me, I probably elbow push it in return. So I can get back to where I know what's going on. The counter is the elbow push, as we saw. So she does that to me. She's up, no, she's under. Or over. Oh, no. That's you're over in this case. Then I elbow push, and I can finish. Okay. The next play is an elbow push counter with a leg pickup. So we have the same situation. I'm low, she's high. Right. She goes to face push me. I can push her elbow and pick up the leg. Cause her fall. The next, we see the face pushes from below. Or we see a face push from below. So here I'm below, she's the high. And I reach up, no, I check that. And I reach up and grab the face. If he shows it from high and from low, just like the shear, this means you can face push wherever. And it's also a ready defense. When you're fighting for your life, you're also striking, right? So with all your complement of strikes, with your face pushes and your shears, that's already a fairly, it's a simple but robust system of close combat, right? The striking will be for the moderate ranges, the close grappling will be for the intimate ranges, or to break out into the long ranges. So for example, if I want to strike her to death, or if I want to continue striking her, I can't engage with her, and she engages with me close, I can face push her and continue striking. If I don't want to be struck by her, I can always enter into the close grapplings and control the strike. So much for our Abrazare. Immediately following, we have the bust and cello players. So here we have, I give you the